prosecution wants Ethan Crumbley to stay where he is, and that's in jail. They say the teen is just fascinated with violence and seeing others suffer. Placing him with other at-risk juveniles the same age of his alleged victims is just putting more young people possibly in danger.
He outlined a plan to stalk, rape, torture, and ultimately kill a female classmate. He expressed delight in torturing a family of baby birds, and he wrote about the joy he received in listening to them squeal as he killed them.
Oakland County prosecutors pointing to disturbing journal entries, videos, and texts showing why accused Oxford shooter Ethan Crumbley needs to stay locked up in the jail rather than be moved to a juvenile facility.
In his journal, he described the type of gun he needed, who his first victim would be, and ultimately he expressed that he would surrender so that he could witness the pain and suffering that he caused.
A mindset, they say, of a menace to other juveniles who would not be safe, housed with the 15-year-old in Children's Village. Right now, Crumbley spends most of his time in a cement cell with a few items from the commissary and a glass door so he can be monitored 24/7.
Staff a deputy directly in front of that inmate to ensure that the inmate's not hurting themselves.
This extreme isolation is actually not beneficial whatsoever and actually harms Mr. Crumbley.
While the prosecution painted an image of a narcissistic, troubled teen who wanted to be known for the premeditated Oxford school shooting.
His request that how do I get my fan mail, my hate mail, and my commissary? He knows that he's going to have people who admire him and people who hate him alike, and he wants that notoriety.
Crumbley's attorneys painted a much different picture of a teen in mental health crisis whose cries for help to parents and friends were ignored time after time.
Mr. Crumbley around this time is texting his friend, Brady, "I need help. I was thinking of calling 911 so I could go to the hospital, but then my parents would be really pissed."
Right now, Crumbley's only contact is with his caseworker twice a week, psychiatrist, lawyers, and a tablet he gets for a few hours a day. But Heather Calcaterra, manager at Children's Village, isn't convinced he needs more human contact, especially with other juveniles at Children's Village. She says staffing and mental health resources are a big concern.
This was a devastating situation, and we don't know what the defendant's presence on our campus, in the classrooms, on the units, what that presence, how that may trigger or impact other young people. I would also be concerned about his safety. I do not know if he would be a target. I do not know if his presence in a juvenile facility would cause him to experience any type of trauma.
Now, the judge listened to about 3 hours of arguments, and with the evidence, he'll look over that, take it all under advisement, and plans to make a decision in writing, we're told, early next week. Huel?
Darren, you have to wonder whether a teenager accused of mass murder is something that Children's Village can handle. Have they housed people like this before?
Well, to be clear, there have been accused murderers housed there before, but what makes this different, this is the first alleged school shooter. And the prosecutor said today Children's Village would, quote, mirror the scene of the crime. So that is something to consider as well.
Difficult question. The judge will answer it next week. Darren, thank you.